to another video with Silver Devils. So this is going to be our Tottenham preview. It's our first game back. Football's back. First game after the whole coronavirus lockdown. And for this preview, we have Ron, who's our really good friend, joining us. Ron, why don't you welcome first, and why don't you just introduce yourself to the viewers?
Okay, so thank you guys for having me. It's really good to see you guys again. It's been a while. It's been quite a while. And about me, I know you guys from Coimbatore. I was there for a really long time, and currently I live in Dubai. I've been here for over 6 years. I've been supporting United since 2001. And in terms of memory, um, I would go with PSG. I think that was the most recent memory that comes to mind. I mean, the quarterfinals against PSG, second leg,
Mm-hmm.
trailing, and one of the best comebacks of all time.
Right.
The
Right.
emotions there were insane, insane.
The
I'm
only
Yeah,
sure. I'm
comeback
sure.
in recent
Yeah.
times, I guess.
yeah.
Man,
That
that
is
was
what made it even more special because the way
right.
things had been going for United in the past few years, this comeback
Yeah.
really was like a
Yeah.
throwback to the United of old.
Fergie.
And
Fergie
yeah,
time.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
It was quite a special game. I'm sure a lot of people, if I'm not wrong, a lot of people did say the PSG game was probably their most favorite United association or United memory or United story. A lot of people had. Oh man, it was a special night. It was a special night. So a lot of things have happened during this quarantine. Rashford's done so much during this quarantine. He's made sure he started a fund where he's asked so many people to donate, and he's provided food for so many hungry kids. He apparently learned sign language to judge a school competition for the deaf and dumb, if I'm not sure, which is quite impressive. I mean, I don't know who would go through lengths to
Yeah,
learn
he's just
learn
22.
sign language
Just 22.
just to
It's crazy.
yeah, just to judge a thing. And he's 22. And most recently, it came out today. He wrote a letter to Boris Johnson asking him to not stop the funds to pay for school kids for their food, for their meals,
Yeah.
to extend it through the summer, which is and Boris
Brilliant.
Johnson's accepted,
Absolutely
which is
brilliant.
brilliant,
Yeah.
and that guy is just growing into everybody, and he just goes on to show that he's one of us, and he's it shows his roots and how far he's come ahead, and it's brilliant, man. It's so nice to have somebody like him on our squad, and it speaks volumes of just United as a club, the culture that comes from United, like how they are brought up to be such good human beings before they are great footballers, which has been a trend that has been happening for a very long time, which is something very very nice, and it makes us feel very proud to be United fans, to have such nice
Absolutely.
players. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
a feeling of
and
him just like Gary Neville or a Nicky Butt, or like he's United blood like that way. Like it's a great
right,
Yeah.
feeling, like have like a Rashford in your lineup, and you're like, okay,
right.
yeah, that guy's United all the way through. I don't think he's
Yeah.
going to go anywhere.
And not
He
only
will
that,
get the knighthood in a few years for sure. He'll be Sir Marcus Rashford soon enough. Trust me.
Hopefully not a
He's doing an
statue.
amazing
Hopefully
thing.
not a statue, especially now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, for all he's still so young, and he has a long way to go in his career. For all you
Yeah.
know, he could become like a legend at United, with the trajectory that he's going through. He could definitely go on to become a legend at United. So to begin with, talking about the game, which is in 2 days from now,
Yeah.
uh, Josie.
Right.
A lot of reports
Friday.
about
Yeah.
Josie talking, you know, smack about Ole, saying he does not deserve uh, the managerial role. It's just classic Jose, man. It's just classic Jose,
It
playing
is.
mind
It
games,
is. I mean,
playing mind games
yeah.
against his manager just before a big game. It's just proper classic Jose. What do you think?
Especially since it's his successor.
Yeah. It's like, uh, yeah. I mean,
But yeah,
And
I
I mean,
hope.
Jose, so
Yeah.
this is what he does best. Mess with people who is facing, and for someone who hasn't got a chance to do that for the last 3 to 4 months, he must be quite restless, and just he must have grabbed the opportunity with both hands as soon as he got a chance to, say something that could unsettle the opposition. So he must be enjoying
Right.
it, and I laughed as soon as I saw that comment from him.
more than football coming back, I think he was just waiting for that press, the press room to open. He's like, please guys, like, okay, no social distancing here. You just come here and sit. I just want to talk.
He loves it. He
Yeah,
loves it. He
he's a
loves the
performer.
attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's always been that, Ever since his photo days, he's got that swagger. He's got that arrogance. But over the last few years, he's not had that game to back it up. At least ever since he got out of Chelsea and got to United, I don't think his game has been quite up to the mark. So it's just been, yeah. Hopefully he doesn't
I
start
mean,
with.
honestly, at Tottenham, I don't think he's done as good a job as he has done it at any of his previous clubs. To be really honest, what do you guys think?
Yeah,
Nishit?
like I think he signed a couple of really good players. I like Bergwick.
Hmm.
Like I mean, he's given opportunities to a couple of youngsters as well. But yeah, performance wise, they got you can say Kane, Son getting injured at crucial times. I mean, I'm a classic Mourinho fan, so I'm going to be a little biased. But only thing there's a small problem currently because he's not able to get in, good terms with the management. That's what has been happening in all his time and pretty much at United, a little bit more at Chelsea when he just
Yeah.
left the last season when they were like
Hmm.
almost like 18th or 17th position. So I think he's losing that part. He's losing the management, and naturally that transcends to the team in like 8 to 12
Sure.
months. And that's how
Yeah.
but like at United, he was doing well in the first year, but he lost the management and then lost the team. At
Yeah.
Spurs, I don't think because of the last two terms, he's not got the confidence of the team at all. And I think Daniel Levy is even more tougher nut to crack than any of the other guys. So
Woodward. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
going to be a big challenge for him. And I don't know how many players he wants. I think he wants like the entire, like, the list of players all available. But I don't know if he's
I
going to
don't
get
know.
one.
I don't know how much Daniel Levy can deliver with the current. Already, Tottenham have a lot of expenses with the stadium done, and they
In
have to
stadium.
pay off their
Yeah.
loans and with the corona and them facing a lot of cash crunch. It's definitely going to take a hit, and a lot of things will not probably be going Mourinho's way, which might piss him off, which could be a bad thing for us or could be a good thing for us. But I mean, see, with Mourinho at Tottenham, I think he needs time to understand the players. I think he would have had quite a bit of time to understand the players and see what they're up to now. And he's been really unfortunate with so many injuries to so many key players
Yeah.
right after he
True.
joined, which was
But his performances has
probably
been
the
done. That's the issue.
yeah.
That's what
I
is
mean,
the whole problem.
they've not had the depth either, and the players were highly unmotivated
It should be
through the last
interesting to
phase
see
of
now, right?
with
This year.
Pochettino
Yeah,
through the
it'll be
last
very
phase with
interesting to see it
Pochettino.
again.
Yeah, it's going to be you know what, we can contemplate all we want about how things are going to pan out, but I'm sure it's an unknown to everybody, including Oli and Mourinho, as to what is going to happen because it's been a while, man. It's been a while. Everybody is just
It's gonna be like
this is
a
going to be a
preseason
good game
friendly.
to
You
test
never
the
know.
waters, I suppose.
Hmm. Yeah.
So having said that, a good segue would be probably just to start off with the predicted 11s. Ron, why don't you start off with your predicted 11, and why don't you first start off with your formation and probably tell us why you picked that formation and probably go into the team?
Okay, so the formation that I'm going for is 4-3-1-2.
Okay.
Okay. Sitting back
Okay.
a bit.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, that's
So
like a 4-4-2 diamond. right? That's a 4-4-2 diamond.
Yes, exactly. So
Yeah,
in terms of, I mean, obviously goalkeeper, we have to go with A. That's a no-brainer.
right.
Defense, it's a set defense. Van Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, and between Shaw and Williams, I'll go with Shaw. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Midfield, uh, there's a lot of discussion. There's a lot of talk about will Pogba and Bruno start. I personally don't think Pogba will start. I would love to see them start, but I don't think he'll start. Uh, he's not got that sharpness in my opinion yet. Even though I'm sure generally everyone else is not sharp, but then Pogba has been out for way more time than the rest. So yeah, so for me, Matic and Fred are going to start in the midfield along with Bruno in front of them. And when it comes to the forward line, it's going to be an interchangeable front three between, sorry, did I say two? Yeah. So front three for Martial, Rashford, and Dan James.
So who are you gonna have at number 10?
Bruno.
So it's a 4-4-2 diamond,
Bruno.
right?
So
So
Bruno is the one
Matic
who's going to
probably
be, yeah. So Matic is going to stick back. Fred is going to do the whole
Fred on the
recycling of the
right.
ball.
Yeah,
And then, yeah. And
Bruno.
then Bruno in the front. And then Martial and Rashford in the front as well.
I think it's going to be more like a 4-2-3-1. That's what like I think.
Yeah, I think
It's more
Four
like
yeah,
two
I think
three.
he's doing a
with
4
three
Actually,
and
you're
yeah.
right. It's
A
a
yeah,
4-2-3-1
4-2-3-1.
with that, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
4-2-3-1 with that
that makes
lineup
more
would probably
sense.
work better. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Rishit?
Yeah, it's. I mean, 4-2-3-1. Only one position. I think probably I would change from Ron's team. Would be probably adding Brandon Williams over Shaw. Uh, more fight, more fire. I think he'll be in the face of
Energy?
the wingers. So like, and you need that. I think in the first game, you need some punch in the start. Like otherwise, it's just going to be very dead. And I mean, yeah, I don't know. We might if you. I think this game is like about just one goal only. Like whoever scores the first goal is going to be like either going to be sitting back, going to be very tight the whole game. So Mourinho
Right.
being the winner will probably park the bus. So it's going to be a tight game. It's not going to be a high scoring game as such. And like you need
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Williams to be there, to
Mm-hmm.
push on. Shaw
Mm-hmm.
is, in my opinion, not ever my favorite. Like after that injury, unfortunate injury, he's not been up to his best or the potential what we expect. So I would pick Brand Williams, but otherwise I think the it was between Matic or McTominay, and Matic it with the current news or the latest news that he's the fittest amongst the first team members. That's like
Right.
surprising. Yeah,
And
it's my
he was in really good form before
yeah,
the game
yeah,
shut
he was
off.
very
So
good form. Like he was sitting
He
back, and
was,
in
he
those
was, he
big
was.
games, he was really, really good. So I think,
Yeah.
yeah, Matic would
I think the
probably,
rest definitely helps
yeah.
Matic always. Like he got the rest just before the last set of runs,
And I think, yeah,
just
he
the run of
passes
games
better
that we
as
had.
well. And Ole's game is more about quick passes, short passes,
Mm-hmm.
right from the back.
yeah,
So
Mm-hmm.
I think
Mm-hmm.
Fred McTominay played that better than,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, Fred and Matic played that better than McTominay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they will pick themselves in this game, and it's going to be not like too expensive. I think he's Ole in the big games. He plays more on the counter, tries and soaks in the pressure in the initial bit, and then probably goes for it like towards the end part. So I mean, yeah. So I
Right.
think it's going to
Right.
be more like the same squad except Williams on the left. What about you, Arjun?
Okay, so first better thing is that the Athletic came out with an article 2 days back saying that Pogba is not probably going to start. He'll probably come off the bench. So if that hadn't come out, I would have definitely had Pogba in the starting lineup, and I would have played a 4-3-3 or a 4-4-2 diamond. But considering that Pogba is probably going to be on the bench, I'd probably go with a 4-2-3-1 again. But so Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, and Lindelof, Maguire, and Shaw. I'd go with Shaw because I think we're going to be really susceptible on the counter with Brandon because Brandon's more attacking. And Mourinho is going to look to sit back and he's going to try and hit us on the counter with Eriksen, uh,
Son.
Kane, and Son,
yeah.
who are
Son, yeah,
quite effective on the counter with their pace and their dribbling. So I'll have Shaw instead of Brandon. And then in my two holding, I'm going to have McTominay and Fred. McTominay is going to be more of the sitter. He's going to be the one to try and stop the counters, intercept those balls. McTominay is in the peak.
Sorry to cut you, but like just about Eriksen, wasn't Eriksen loaned out? No, was he? Wasn't he? He was at Inter, right?
Yeah, he's playing at Inter right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
He is.
I was wondering where.
Yeah.
I was wondering if Eriksen does not fit in right there.
Oh, right.
Lucas Moura is going to be there.
This
God,
is
they have Lucas Moura. Oh,
there's
God.
Lucas Moura, there's Giovanni DCL. So
Yeah, that guy's going to start. Yeah. That's what has been in the
Yeah.
report. Well, correct. Yeah. More like.
But yeah, I mean,
right.
coming back to Eriksen, even when before this we started, Arjun and I were having a discussion about the last team that faced Spurs, and we completely forgot that Ashley Young was there on that team. It feels like so long ago that Ashley Young used to be with us, whereas it was just until January. So
Right.
And his hairstyle is also killer.
Right.
Who would have thunk that he could grow hair on his
head?
Yeah.
Who knew he had a whole set of hair on his head?
Seriously.
He probably has better hair than I do. Oh man!
End
he
of the
still
world,
chose to
end of the
go
world
bald.
is real. Yes, end of the world is real.
Right. So going back to my thing. Yeah. So I'm gonna have McTominay and who's that? Fred. With Fred pushing up little, trying to push the ball, and then my three would be Rashford on the left, Bruno on the center playing the number 10, and I'm gonna have Greenwood to start over Dan James. I don't know, man. I just want to see Greenwood given a good run of game, and it's high time. He starts a big game and understands the pressure. I want to see him.
There's an interesting stat about Greenwood saying that he's the most lethal finisher in terms of accuracy in the Premier League right now.
Right.
So, I mean, he's a great option to come off the bench at least, if not start. And, you can count on him to get shots on target.
Definitely.
But actually, United, I mean, I think you're up top, you'll be probably starting Martial.
Martial,
right?
yeah.
I mean, it's interesting now with now we have 5 subs, right? I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised, and not alone United. Maybe a lot of teams might even change up their entire either defense or even not defense, more like your midfield,
forwards,
or even your striker pair. They might even do that just for freshness and more energy in the first half. And I think that's why I think Pogba and probably even James. There could be a possibility that both of them will come on only in the 40 and go on the second half with more energy, more fire, and probably that might help us also. So it's a very interesting rule. I mean, that's what I'm really interested to see in the first leg of games this week. Probably starting from tomorrow. Yeah. Let's see how Guardiola uses it. He can probably change the entire lineup like that many players. So.
Right, and still not lose quality, Change the whole starting 11 and still probably not lose quality, at least in the midfield up,
Yeah. Interesting. Something to look for.
Yeah, he has a wealth of resources. Yeah,
apart from the empty stadiums, that's something which you can see.
Right. I mean, I don't think there's going to be a difference in the atmosphere at the Etihad. After the empty stadiums. I don't think there's
Anyway, what about that? I mean, what do you guys think about the whole game behind closed doors? I mean, you must be watching the Bundesliga, the La Liga, which started the last week, and now with Premier League coming up with the DJ and the fan video LED board across it. I mean. I don't know how it is going to be. What do you think, Ron?
I honestly tried watching the Bundesliga when it restarted, and I was excited. And I watched Dortmund versus Bayern, and I switched off the channel in 5 minutes. I could not watch it. I mean, Bundesliga in general does not do much in terms of the atmosphere for me. I mean, Dortmund as a team, yes, the Dortmund stadium is insane. The crowd there is crazy, but then this was just not happening for me. I mean, the atmosphere plays a big part of it. And for the Premier League, I think the biggest draw for me is the atmosphere. That is what really sets it apart from the other leagues. in addition to the managers and the players and all that. But
Just
the
the
atmosphere is
quality.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, the atmosphere is something that is really perceivable. That is something, first time you see it, you can just tell that this is infectious. The atmosphere is what gets you going into the whole thing.
Right.
And I mean, I remember watching the Europa League game, which United played last immediately before all the games were cancelled, and it was quite drab. It was quite boring, even though we won, which was nice, and we scored a lot of goals, which was very nice. But
Right.
yeah, no, I couldn't.
Pereira
But since it's
handed us
it's United, it's been
last
so long. Yeah. Sorry, you were saying about the last goal. Yeah, Pereira, I think.
Andres Pereira was our last goal.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Let's see.
let's not talk
Let's
about Pereira. Please, guys, let's not talk about Pereira. I'll
That guy's
go
an
off on a
enigma.
completely different tangent. Please, please, please.
He needs a statue.
Especially
He
with
needs a
2 goals
statue.
against West Brom. Oh.
He needs
He
a
took it
statue
well,
which
though.
Arjun can pull down.
He took it well. He took it quite well, right? The second, like he took both the goals really well. I don't know how that happened. That's like miracle, but like yeah, he took
I
that.
think he probably borrows Cristiano Ronaldo's boots just during preseason and then completely vanishes away. I don't
I
know what
think
happens
when
with that guy
when
during
he has enough,
preseason, man.
he needs a lot of time and space to do his thing. If you give him time and space, he'll do tricks. He'll beat the opponent. He'll get the
No,
shots on
no,
target.
he does. The second you give him little bit of space and time,
He turns
about
back fast.
10 yards from outside the box, all that the guy can think, shoot, and probably one in 10 shots of his probably hits the target, and 1 in 50 goes in. He's no, guys. Let's not talk about Pereira, please.
But then, and like, to be fair, like even Rashford used to be like that. Like we used to see Rashford taking free kicks, and every time he used to try the whole Ronaldo style kicks, and it used to go, hey, helter skelter until he got that goal against Chelsea in the FA Cup,
Yeah,
and we all went
what
mad.
a screamer!
That was
What a
that was
screamer!
quite a shot. Oh
I saw
man.
like that
You know
whole
what?
angle.
He actually took a brilliant shot against Tottenham. The last time we played Tottenham, he took a brilliant shot and hit the crossbar. And oh man, that was a brilliant shot. I mean, see, honestly, Rashford has better conversion rate from at least he hits the target more often than not than Pereira. And that's not the only option that Rashford looks at. At least when Martial is there, he looks to play off of him. When Martial is not there, then probably he looks to take more of those shots rather than try and pass the ball. Otherwise, usually Rashford, Pogba, and Martial have a good connection. They play a good triangle between them, and you see a lot of balls being played in, a lot of runs being made. But that's not usually the case with Pereira. No.
Pereira.
Yeah, Pereira, man.
Another interesting thing, I think, with the empty stadiums is we would get to hear the instructions being given from the sidelines. The managers giving out instructions. We don't really get to hear that at all because of the crowd.
Right.
But at this point, it'll be like crystal clear for us, and we'll really get to know what the hell is it that Mourinho says to his team to inspire them.
It would have been so nice to just listen to Sir Alex Ferguson talk. At least rather shout his instructions during the last 10 minutes, other than his Fergie time, guys.
And he was actually I think he was one of the quieter ones on the touchline, more so. I think
more so
the
than
current.
But if any player got on the wrong side,
The most interesting would be Conte. I think Conte's would be like. I think you'll have to probably mute yourself.
Oh man, Conte's would be quite insane.
He was so animated on the touchline. Oh my god.
Oh, especially when Kepa refused to come out before the penalty shootout.
That was fun to watch. But
yeah. He absolutely lost his his top. He lost his top. Guys, okay. So, what are your thoughts on Tottenham? Nishit, why don't you start off on your thoughts? What do you think Mourinho is going to do?
I was thinking why, are Spurs that good under Mourinho, or are they better compared to the previous Mauricio Pochettino's side? Pretty much the same side. I think it's only a couple of players he's added on. He's promoted a couple of youngsters and he's got Bergwijn on loan, I think, here. And he's doing well, but he got injured. And yeah, he's back too against United. That's going to be a threat as well. But I think he's not won the side yet. You can't see that fight yet of a Mourinho side. You can't see the fight yet in Spurs.
At least until the last
They've been
round.
struggling with confidence. And I mean, obviously they had the serious injuries in the middle. But being a Mourinho fan, a little biased, I think the next 10 games are going to be very important for him, especially the United one. If I mean, I don't want him to win, but like if he wins it, the confidence is going to build up in the Spurs squad, and it's going to have a good ending to it. And obviously, this is going to convert into the next season as well. It's going to get confidence of the management as well. But if it goes downhill from here, sacking is coming for sure. I'm so sure about that. And especially Daniel Levy.
Daniel Levy.
Daniel
Levy.
It's gonna be quite if it goes down that road. I don't think there's coming back for Mourinho. He'd probably end up managing national team, and he'd just.
Yeah. Only other thing is Daniel Levy is a little stingy, so like I don't know if he's going to shut up the whole contract. Thing. He might not even. It's an afterthought.
Probably Daniel Levy might have been smart enough to add a clause saying that okay, if you get sacked within the first year, we're not going to pay you shit.
That would
Yeah.
But would Mourinho sign something like that? That is the question.
Actually, Mourinho and Levy being in the same, like that's like that's just
they're such polar opposites. Mourinho loves to spend money. Levy hates to spend money. It's gonna be.
A lot of people surprised with that in the initial bit as well. I think Mourinho was more linked to Arsenal than Spurs in the beginning, and then
it would have been quite funny to watch Arsenal fan TV if Mourinho had come in. It would have been absolutely hilarious to see those guys. The amount of smack that they've spoken about Mourinho, to see Mourinho manage. Arsenal would have been it would have been quite funny.
Yeah, but he would finally bring some sort of a spine back into that squad because Arsenal are still spineless.
Yeah.
I think Arsenal are not going to finish in the top 4. Do you want to talk about predictions for the remainder part of the season? Where do we finish? Do you want to talk about that, or you want to talk about the what do you predict about the score against? What do you want to start off with? Spurs game? You want to talk about the score? Let's do that. First.
Yeah, we can do our predictions for the game.
Yeah. I mean, you want me to start off with the predictions? Okay.
Sure.
You know what? I'll go with the 2-1 to United. It's going to be. I mean, I definitely see Tottenham scoring on the counter. But we're gonna have enough in our squad with Bruno making sure he pierces the defense and Martial scoring one, Rashford definitely scoring one for sure. One might be a penalty for all you know. One, but 2-1. I'm definitely going for a 2-1 for United against Tottenham. Yeah.
Okay.
Ron.
I'm gonna go ahead and say 3-1, and I think United are gonna hit the ground running, and I feel really confident with how. I mean, it must be just the social media, but seeing how things have been going in the past few weeks in terms of the training and all, I feel quite confident, and I think Bruno will make a big difference in this match, and he will feed our attackers enough of balls for them to get the opportunities and get shots on targets and get goals. So 3-1.
I think I'm going for a 2-0. I don't think they're going to score. I think our defense has been pretty good. And I see Spurs struggling to score actually. Kane coming back to the squad. It's going to be tough. They've got a lot of main players out and they're just coming back. So it's going to be tough for them. So I don't think they're going to score. It's going to be a 2-0. Looking at a Bruno and Martial score for sure. Yeah.
Martial. I really hope Martial scores, man. Just to snub Mourinho. it would be quite beautiful to watch Marshall score, and it's going to be quite interesting to listen to the commentary, not the commentary, but the instructions from the sidelines, and the amount of swearing from the players and the managers is going to be yeah. I'm sure people who have kids at home, make sure you have your TV on mute. You don't want your kids, yeah. Unless you're swearing yourself,
I remember even in regular matches when you sometimes tend to hear the instructions and there is swearing, obviously, and then the commentators kind of apologize for it. So I would like to see what happens now.
There's going to be quite a bit of sorries then. There's going to be quite a bit of sorries. Oh, man. But aren't we so glad football's back, especially the Premier League, man. Oh, I can't wait. And hopefully we get to see. Hopefully we get to see everybody. I hope we get to see everybody happy at the end of the match. Thank you guys. So thank you, Ron. Thank you for coming. Quite a bit of fun talking to you.
This was fun. Yeah,
you, Ron, after a long time, and good chat over.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully, we're able to do a post-match analysis and conversation. With smiles on our face rather than.
Let's try and do a watch along. Let's try that also. I mean, probably think about it and probably try and do a watch along.
We'll probably think about it. We'll have to see how the situation is. Probably if the lockdown is there's not going to be a lockdown in Coimbatore, probably we could probably meet up at either one of our places and we could probably try and do a watch long. Just let us know in the comments if you would be interested for a watch long, guys. Thank you so much. We'll touch base with you guys after, the game. See you guys. Take care.
See you guys.